raise your hand if as a kid it was worse to be told you disappointed your parents than to have them be mad at you. Interesting how that's worked out, huh? Because we've all been conditioned by parents, teachers, friends to do whatever we can at all costs to avoid both letting others down and the feeling that we get if we do. No wonder we're all burnt out people pleasers. Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Kira Wackett. Thanks for joining me for another video as we work to empower and equip you with the confidence and skills to write your own story so that you can live your life on purpose. Today I want to talk about disappointment and where, as a society, we've gotten our priorities around it all wrong. We're always worried about the idea of disappointing people. We worry about letting people down or leaving them thinking less of us. What does that mean about us, our value, our success, our place in the world? Disappointment is a primary fuel source of shame, the belief we have to be something more, better, less, or smaller in order to meet the standards of the world around us. And when we let the fear of disappointing others guide the choices we do or don't make and the way we show up in the world, we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves to the performance version of us, trying to please everyone and offend no one. But the idea of disappointing someone is nothing to fear or to shy away from. First, because it's an experience that can't be avoided, so it becomes wasted energy trying to mitigate the risk of exposing yourself to an inevitable experience. Second, because the experience of disappointment, regardless of which end you're on, doesn't mean anything is wrong with you or the other person. It simply means you're misaligned in some capacity. So what do I mean by this? To be disappointed in someone, they or you had to have done or not done something that goes against what the other person had expected or hoped. These expectations and hopes are rooted in the individual's wants, values, agenda, and priorities, and might not be shared with the other party. Perhaps you were disappointed on your birthday when your partner didn't throw you a surprise party like you'd been hoping for. Maybe your parents or caregivers were disappointed in you because you lied to them, or maybe you stayed out past curfew, or you decided to go into a career that they didn't approve of. Maybe your friend is disappointed in you because you didn't come out to dinner or didn't give them a call when they were expecting you to, or weren't available when they needed something. None of these experiences mean that the disappointee, yes, I made that word up, is a bad person or did something objectively wrong. It doesn't mean that they don't love you or care about you or that you aren't capable. It means that they acted in a way that didn't align with the other party's wants, priorities, or values. You wanted the surprise party. Your partner didn't think to do it or didn't see it as a priority or want for you. You have every right to be sad. And that doesn't mean your partner loves you any less, doesn't care about you, or didn't put thought into your birthday. It means what you wanted and what they did took two different directions. So let's turn this back to ourselves and the ways in which we have, will, or could disappoint someone and reframe the way we're engaging with that feeling. When someone doesn't get what they had hoped, wanted, or believed, they're entitled to their own response. And in many cases, that response might be disappointed. They might be disappointed you said no to plans they were really excited about. They might be disappointed that you're unable to get a project done in the timeline that they had hoped or in the manner and fashion in which they had seen it in their heads. They might be disappointed you're ending your marriage of 30 years when you have kids at home that you should really think about. They could be disappointed that you're taking a different, harder, more arduous career path than they wanted for you. They might be disappointed about who you voted for, the way you identify, maybe your sexual orientation or your beliefs. And on the other side of things, there's understandably a letdown. People get to be sad. Mad, hurt, frustrated, disappointed. That's okay. And that's not yours to own. Their feelings don't get to supersede you making the choices that are right for you or being the person you are. Their feelings don't get to overshadow your own. Their feelings don't get to define you as a person. They are having a reaction to an experience, behavior, circumstance, or situation. It's not about you as a person. We are worth far more than one or even a series of actions, and you are not a disappointment. You are not unworthy because you did something that upset someone. And if you have people in your life that see it that way, then let's start talking about some exit strategies and assertive communication work to help you break away from these toxic and power-sucking relationships. I'm no stranger to the fear of disappointing people. I used to want, probably more than anything, to be liked by everyone. I never wanted to let anyone down, which used to cause its own issues, including trying to be in multiple places at once because I didn't want to say no to anyone. But over time, I realized I had lost myself to this chase. I was trying so hard to avoid disappointing people, which was inevitably never going to work, that I stopped even considering what I wanted or needed. These past few years, I've worked really hard to get clear on who I am as a person and what I believe in. What do I want to bring into this world, and who do I want to be while I'm here? Can I trust that my intention is to be a good person? Can I let go of the need to appease everyone and trust that I am worth more than a collection of disappointments? Can I see that people get to be upset without it meaning something about me as a whole? And most importantly, can I learn to tolerate the distress both I and the other person feels when disappointment enters the room? My mom was disappointed we made a decision not to baptize Everly. A former employer was disappointed when I left that job to pursue my own business. Clients, friends, colleagues were upset when we moved across the country. Our family was upset when we didn't travel across the country during the pandemic for get-togethers. A client of mine was recently upset when I told them I wasn't able to make their new schedule work with mine, and we had to talk about terminating our work together way earlier than we had anticipated. All of these situations were hard. In fact, these situations sucked. It's not easy having people push back against what you believe or see their own agenda as superior to yours. It's not easy to let go of the pressure we feel that we owe everyone an explanation for the choices we make, which, newsflash, you don't. It's not easy to be okay with people being upset with you, especially when they're upset with the story they've created in their head or merely their shame has created in their head that might not have anything to do with what you said or did. But the more I separate myself from these situations, the easier it gets to make space for myself and the choices I do and don't make, as well as the responses of others. I completely understand in every example why the other party or parties were disappointed. In many cases, I would have been too if I was on the other side. And when I can see it from a more distant perspective, I'm able to create space for others to be upset and to respect that experience while having space for my own as well. Remember, other people get to feel the way they feel, and that doesn't have to be anything that you or I take on to fix or change. I have a joke with one of my clients where we say, "Don't pick up that ball. This is not a game I want to play, and it's okay to see the ball, feel tempted by the ball, and walk away from it all the same." So now it's your turn. How has it served you to prioritize others' approval or happiness over your own? Where might disappointment be inevitable, especially when it comes to living a life rooted in meaning and intention? What do you need to feel supported by yourself or others to help you let go of that fear and stop picking up that ball? Who might you be if you walked away? Now, as we wrap for today, let us know in the comments what's sitting with you. What reactions are you having? What are you taking with you from this video? If you like what you're hearing, give me that thumbs up and share the video with someone else who could benefit from hearing it. And if you want to stay connected to all the work that I'm doing on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I also highly want to encourage you, if you haven't gotten your name on the AR Insider yet, be sure to click the link in the show notes and get yourself on the list to get exclusive content and discounts that I don't share anywhere else, and stay in the know on all of the new content and projects I'm working on, as well as get a healthy dose of support, motivation, and bluntness in your inbox every other week. Remember, you have the right to author your own story. So let's go get that pen back. I'll see you next time.